President Clinton at this point?
Badly.
How much do you want help from President Clinton at this point?
Well, President and Secretary Clinton have never said no to any invitation we've ever offered. It's just they're so generous and gracious. They understand how important Ohio is. As you know, President Clinton won Ohio twice. Senator Clinton the then Senator Clinton did very well in the primary against President Obama. They know that Ohio matters. It matters not just in 2014 but beyond. And if you're a Hillary Clinton supporter, you're awful happy that President Clinton is in the state as well. Now, as far as the impact in 2014, President Clinton understands the importance of this race and has been eager to help. We've had numerous conversations. I have had personal conversations with the President, with his staff, and every step along the way they want to help. They want to help Ed Fitzgerald. They want to help the rest of our ticket. They want to help the party. And we're glad to have them here. Now we're seated, I think, did somebody tell you, did Meredith tell you 2,350?
You said that yesterday.
25, whatever we're seated for, it's a big room, it's a big crowd. There's a lot of excitement. If you got here at 4, and some of you did, you saw the crowd was already standing outside waiting to get in. And so I do sense some enthusiasm, and I'm excited about that, obviously, when you're looking forward to the November election.
Do you have a dollar value for what you expect to raise tonight?
I do.
And it is?
It's large.
So, Chris, when do you expect Ed Fitzgerald to introduce himself with the TV ad to the state of Ohio?
It'll be soon. County Executive Fitzgerald and the rest of the campaign will be doing some media, paid media. I suspect I'll see that sometime this summer.
Now, we learned that Connie Pillage has accepted an invitation to debate Josh Mandel up in Cleveland. Have you heard of any...
Debate him?
Yeah. No, my question is, has there been any talk about debates between the governor and Ed Fitzgerald?
Those are oftentimes discussions between campaigns. The party doesn't negotiate those discussions. Those are things handled within the campaign. I suspect Aaron Pickrell is working as a consultant, has been with the campaign, will do as he did with Ted 2 times, negotiate the numbers, negotiate the locations. We're eager to have as many debates as possible, whether it's with Connie and Josh or in this case Ed and John Kasich. I think we've got a great story to tell with all of our statewide candidates, and the thought of having Josh Mandel debate Connie Pillage, I say the sooner the better, and the more the better. That offers a tremendous opportunity to balance and look at both of these elected officials, and the same with Ed and Governor Kasich.
So I imagine the governor probably would love to not debate Ed Fitzgerald if you could get away with it, but that's going to happen.
Would you
rather see more and sooner rather than later?
Well, anytime you're right on the ideas, you want to talk about those ideas more often than not. So I understand if Governor Kasich wants to hit the golf courses more often than he hits the campaign trail. That's up to the campaigns to debate. I say the more the merrier. It's a great opportunity to talk about the things we believe in as Democrats, and as a candidate, I can tell you, I would debate my opponent. I'm the incumbent. I would debate my opponent 2-3 dozen times if he'd have me, but he won't have me. We're right on the issues. They're not.
Do you expect President Clinton tonight to articulate a specific message against Kasich and perhaps a specific message in favor of Ed Fitzgerald's election?
Well, if you talk about specific messages, Democrats in our messaging, whether talking about a specific race in Ohio or talking about from a national perspective, you talk about health care. John Kasich's been opposed. Ed Fitzgerald's been in favor. You talk about saving the American automobile industry. John Kasich has been opposed, and Ed Fitzgerald's been in favor. If you talk about the core issues of investing in education and the kinds of things that bring Democrats together, regardless of the state, I think that President Clinton will speak about those national issues and frame it in the context of Ohio tonight.
I mean, just, in 12, at the convention, he got up there and said, this is why you should keep Barack Obama, and this is why you shouldn't vote for Mitt Romney. I mean, is he going to get up there and say, this is why you should vote for Ed Fitzgerald?
Well, as you know, maybe not know, but as I know, President Clinton oftentimes doesn't speak from a prepared script, so I've not seen any prepared remarks. What I anticipate, though, is the differences between the old-fashioned difference is between us and them. The things Democrats, including Ed Fitzgerald, Connie Phillips, and the rest of our state tickets stand for, Sherrod Brown, and the things that our Republican colleagues, Governor Kasich and the rest, stand for. And he'll speak both from a national perspective and the importance of Ohio.
If you have $2 million on hand, which is what Ed has, can you afford to go on?
I've not seen the filings.
That's what he has. He has $2 million on hand. Can you afford to go on the air in the summer with that?
Sure. Why not?
I mean, once we get to October.
But you're assuming that he doesn't raise any more money between now and then.
Well, it's a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah, yeah. No. It's due respect. It is not something that we should spend a moment in time thinking about, because the amount of money we'll raise between now and November will be much different than the amount of money you raised prior. It's just the normal, and I know you know this. It's the normal cycle of campaigns. You raise more money as you get closer.
So you expect Ed Fitzgerald to raise a bunch more money?
I didn't.
You said we'll, but I mean, are you talking about Ed, or? That's what I'm talking about.
Ed, the rest of the campaigns, the party. If you look at the cycles, how things are raised, when things are raised, that's my anticipation.
He's behind Kasich from 4 years ago, so when you say at this point in the cycle...
I don't know that that's even in the context of today's campaigns, if that is more, if I may. I don't know if that's more or less important. I'm focused on today. What's changed in the last 4 years? We don't have an incumbent president or governor running. We have a challenger. We're running against an incumbent governor who's very well tied into Wall Street. He's used Jobs Ohio in a way that benefits his campaign tremendously. I may be the only person in this room asking those right now, asking the kind of questions about how his campaign is funded, but I think those are relevant questions, and we'll keep doing it. John Kasich benefits tremendously because he has access to power, both public and private, and he sells that access, and he does it in a tremendous way.
Hey, Chris, let's change the subject to bill signings. The other day, John Kasich signed a bill in a sports stadium, and he also signed a energy bill in the dark, in secret. What do you say about those two contrasting venues?
You know, today the governor, my understanding is today the governor signed House Bill 310, which essentially does away with thousands of jobs in the state of Ohio that both the Manufacturers Association and their individual members have indicated are going to hurt Ohio, losing those jobs, losing the kind of investment we need, regardless if the governor is signing these bills in the comfort of his home or in a private office or in a stadium. It doesn't matter. Whether you're a worker or Met or you're somebody who's going to lose your job because he's not making the investments in alternative energy, there's no miracle happening in this state. If you're a regular, everyday Ohioan living in a place that has been long since forgotten by this governor, there's no miracle in this state.
I see that the screen says middle class champions, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the theme for tonight. Is it?
You see, we've got lunch pails on each table with messaging. Yeah, you know, who better to talk about the challenges of middle class Americans and Ohio in space and why it's important to stand up for those families than Bill Clinton, Sherrod Brown, and the rest of the people you'll hear from tonight.
Is this a theme for tonight, or is this a theme for the campaign?
It's not a theme for the campaign. It's a theme for the party. It's a theme for our candidates. You know, there are values we share as Democrats, and chief among those values is a deep commitment to the middle-income families we care about.
How many more times do you expect to see President Clinton here before November?
I don't know how many. You want to wait, or what do you think?
It's very difficult to hear you.
You want to wait till they're done?
We also all have stories to write, so.
Joe might want to if she wants to use any of your audio.
You know, that's true. Whether the president comes one time or a dozen, he's more than welcome to come. Senator Clinton, Secretary Clinton, absolutely. We'd love to have them visit, and we anticipate that they will visit numerous times between now and the fall election.
How much do you want Barack Obama to come?
The president's always welcome to attend as well. Mrs. Obama, we would love to have her as well. We've invited them, and we anticipate they'll come.
Before the fall.
Absolutely, before the fall, and they're, regardless of the area of the state, we'd love to have them.
So you anticipate President Obama coming to campaign?
Yes.
And the Clintons, both of them coming back?
The last part?
The Clintons also. I just
yes,
make sure
absolutely.
I'm sorry, Chris. What did you just say? Yes.
Yes, the anticipation is that the president, both presidents, the first lady will come to Ohio, and they're more than welcome to.
Hey,
Chris, given the news that the Lieutenant Governor made last week, do you think the governor still sees her as a strong running mate?
Well, I don't think it's small potatoes. I think that Mary Taylor has a record of Mary Taylor has a record of not showing up for work, and we know that. It dates back to when she was in the legislature and then as state auditor. I note that she's a working mom. Her kids are now 21 and 23. So that's, I have a 5-year-old, so I have a special affinity for working moms. It is a clear indication of how she doesn't believe this is an important issue. Maybe just she in the Columbus Dispatch editorial page doesn't think this is an issue, but I don't think that this is small potatoes. I think it's very large.